Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.
That is some great theme music. The bow, 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 wow, 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 wow. Anyway, my name is Alex Baer. I am your host of 15 Minutes of Genius, which you can just read that right below, but I'm going to say it anyway. And this is episode 152. And we're broadcasting this from my house because our producer, he's, feeling a little under the weather. So he's at home, running everything remotely. And this is why the connection is so bad. He's having dinner right now, literally having dinner. And you're putting some Kokada coconut spread on that food, right? Of course you are. The eyebrows, they come off a little creepy, Mark. I got to be honest, but thank you. Thank you for showing yourself. All right. So this is why the connection's a little bit bad because literally there's probably 800 people in this area where I live, and they're all running Netflix or Paramount Plus or Disney Plus or whatever the hell they're watching. So it's kind of like, come on, people, like just go for a walk outside. Stop being on Wi-Fi all the time. That's not going to happen. All right. So big plug to Mark Nicholas, the guy with the eyebrows, and Mark at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. He doesn't just sit around having dinner. He does work very hard, incredibly hard. He does podcasting. He does audio. He does video, has his own studio. He does photography. He does it all. He's amazing. There you go. And the plate's gone. You finished. Just like that. All right. So let's get into it. We have on two guests. They are co-founders of Kokada, which is a great name, the original coconut spread, and that is Adam Bulgrin and Breanna Atkinson. A little bit about Kokada. It's the first ever coconut-based dessert. Of course, God knows I love coconut, so I love this product. It's the first ever coconut-based dessert spread and is made with simple, straightforward ingredients that you'll love. They believe that food should be good for you and good for the community. It's refined, sugar-free, it's nutritious, it's tasty, it's peanut-free, tree nut-free, gluten-free, dairy-free. It's not free, though. You have to buy it. Nothing's free in life. And it's also plant-based. EatKokada.com. That's eat, Kokada.com. Adam, Breanna, how you doing?
Good. Great. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So love the shirts, love the colors. I love the branding.
Yeah. We try. It's all fun colors here. You know, we're trying to be coconut based, fun, but not like cheesy tropical. So I do understand you're coconut based, and I love your guys' colors. We both do a tasteful job.
Exactly. It's about being loud and proud and being a little bit quirky, a little bit weird. That's what gets people's attention, right?
Exactly.
So I first discovered your product at Expo West in 2022, which seemed like yesterday, but it was almost 6 months ago. That's where I met Adam and Breanna. And I, no bullshit, have to say this is the best coconut snack I've ever had. It's, and this is coming from a coconut guy. I've had, there's obviously fresh coconut. There's coconut meat. That's a great snack. But I've had coconut chips. I've had coconut flakes. I've had, the dang, the coconut, whatever they're called. I think they're called coconut chips. They're not bad, but nothing has really been more satisfying than your product. It's just an amazing, amazing product. So how did you come up with this idea? Were you growing up next to coconuts? You're like, we should make a spread out of this. What was the aha moment to come out with this product? And how come no one has done this before? It seems kind of obvious that someone should have done this, but no one has.
Yeah, that's what our team thought. So who you ran into, we're a team of 3 and a really tight team. So you have me, you have Adam, and then you have Jared, who is our co-founder, and my fiance. So there it is. So there's proof. But my then boyfriend, now fiance, and I, we met at Duke. We played sports. So think eating nut butters all the time. It's calorie dense. It's really good. But we were eating a lot of the flavored nut butters, which also happen to have a ton of refined sugars in there. And over time, as we were pounding these flavored nut butters, realizing how much refined sugar we were putting into our bodies, and like the sugar spikes that come with it, although they're fun on the way up, they're bad on the way down. And seeing some teammates as we were getting older having nut allergies. We started experimenting in our kitchen. I ended up making what we now call Kokada. Then we just called like nut spread. I knew it was a good product when Jared, our third team member, my fiance and the co-founder, I knew it was a good product when he, who still claims to be a coconut hater, said he loved it. And that's when I thought, okay, there's a lot of people out there that don't like almonds but eat almond butter. So why can't there be people out there who maybe don't eat coconut meat but love Genius juice, but love Kokada? Like, this is something that can really satisfy a need because it's allergen friendly, refined, sugar free. We launched this market. We were consulting at the time. It was for fun.
During COVID.
Yeah, during COVID. Yeah. And Adam was the first person to really go there. He took our picture that day. So that was like when we knew that day was that we were satisfying a need that just wasn't out there. So dumb luck, persistence, stubbornness, whatever you want to call it.
That seems to be the definition of being an entrepreneur. It's some dumb luck, persistence, stubborn, never giving up, and just, going for it and having the conviction that it's going to work. And I say it very briefly because too many people, there's a lot of people talk about this guy, but I'll say it very quickly as a sidebar, and there's a reason behind it. With Elon Musk, people are like, are you freaking crazy to do electric cars? You're going to get crushed. And just yesterday, this is, taped a couple months in advance from when we actually air the episode, that every car in California has to be electric by, at least manufactured to be electric, by 2035.
Yeah. So
Elon won, that's what I'm saying. And like, he is the visionary. And so going back to your product, we're talking about electric cars and, coconut spreads here, is that this is something that you feel compelled that is a healthier version of what is out there. And I feel that this is the Nutella killer, in my opinion, because Nutella is shitty for you. I just come out and say it. It makes me feel like shit when I eat it. It's loaded with sugar. It has tons of additives and preservatives. It's terrible. And your product, the original, and Mark, it'd be cool if you can pull up their website and kind of go through their products while we're talking about it. What is your original made from? Like the original flavor, what is in it? I bet it's very simple.
Yeah, it is. Do you want to talk about that?
So there's only two core ingredients in the original, and it's coconut and coconut treacle. So treacle it's common in other parts of the world, but here in the U.S., not many people are familiar with it. But think of it like molasses or maple trees. When you tap the tree and the sap comes out, and then you have to process it just to make sure there's no bugs and stuff in it. But that's essentially what treacle is. So it is naturally occurring sugar, right? But we're not adding any of it. There's no added preservatives. That's it. Just the two core ingredients, and that's what makes us so special in the marketplace. When all these other competitors out there, it's just loaded with different types of sugars, preservatives, all kinds of different additives. We're down to the core, and that's how we want to keep it. And that's the base of all of our products as well. Everything that we make from here on out, that is the core of our product.
Yeah, and you also have this new flavor too, which is the brownie flavor, right? And that looks really compelling. Like, that to me is the Nutella replacement there. Like the regular spread, there's people that are going to have it, whether you like coconut or not, you're going to love it. Like I just, I never liked coconut growing up, and I love this product. And I also love Genius Juice because it's real coconut. When you have real coconut, you actually like it usually. So, but this brownie one is really special. And is this online only, or is this in stores?
No, the brownie's in stores. So we launched, it did start with the Kokada original. That was the base of everything. That's how we got going. And then for some flavor profiles, some differences, because we understand that not everybody in the marketplace loves coconut. And for me, I like the flavor of coconut, especially in pina coladas, but it's more of a texture thing for me. And so the way we've made ours, it is so smooth and creamy that those assorted box of chocolates, from you bite it, it's always the last one in the box. It's the coconut one, and it's the texture on that is very gritty, right? And that's off-putting to a lot of people. So we wanted to make sure that it is very creamy, smooth on the palate for you. So that's kind of what we went for. And the brownie is just an alternative option, a chocolate flavor. And so many people have told us that the brownie, it's like take brownie batter, before you throw it in the pan to bake it. I mean, that's kind of what it tastes like to us, especially when you warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, without
you must hear this a lot, I'm sure, Alex,
Yeah.
with the texture stuff.
Yeah, texture is really, really key, right? And like same thing with Genius Juice, very creamy. And I find it very hard to have coconut flakes. It's too chewy and gritty and hard to like mash it into something you can actually swallow. So the name Kokada, it's, there's coconut in it, like the KOK is like the coconut to me, but where did Kokada come from, the name? It's a great name.
Thank you. It was a long process. So when we started sampling the product with family, friends, our coworkers in consulting and teammates when we played sports, we called it Coco, Koko. We loved the name because we could do little coconut O's, which we still do today. It implied coconut, which was really great. Obviously, as we started maturing, we realized one thing that unfortunately we all have to deal with is legal protection, trademarks, etc. And it's very hard to trademark the word cocoa for obvious reasons. So we kind of had to go back to the drawing board just a few months in and think through the naming as well as the branding. So we did the classic, like we had a giant whiteboard, we had a phone note, and we just made up words. We looked at other languages, which was huge for us. We really wanted to have the hard like K or C, like the K sound. That was important to us. We also wanted the O's. We wanted it to end with a vowel. There was lots of reasons behind that. So when we landed on the word in Portuguese, it literally is cocada, but spelled differently. It is a food item in Brazil. It's very, very different from what we do. We took inspiration from that, combined it with our original name, Coco, and that's how we came up with the spelling and the name of Kokada. So it might sound a little more simple than it was. It took about 8 months to get there. It was very painful, and there were a lot of really crazy names that came out where we landed on that one.
What were some of the other crazy names that didn't make the final cut, just out of curiosity?
Oh my gosh. We tried to like combine like coconut and Nutella and like go after Nutella more aggressively, like Coca-Cola. Like it was just so cringy. Really bad names. At some point, we've been saying to our team, there's like a TikTok trend on what people were almost named. We were thinking we might put some of our worst ones out. I think Coca-Cola was one of the ones that really stuck with me as one of the worst. But to get to the best like solutions, in my opinion, you have to come up with like the craziest ones. So we looked at each other and said, like, let's come up with the stupidest names that we possibly can. And maybe we can kind of get the jitters out, like get more creative with it and then go from there. So although Coca-Cola might have been bad, maybe it led us to Kokada.
Yeah, it's never a straight line, right? When you actually discover something really brilliant, usually it's a very diagonal, squiggly line to actually get to a successful name. So I'm glad you guys landed on it. It is a great name, and I think what's important about it is that it can go beyond coconut, and that's something. I like to share wisdom on this episode too, where right now you're going hardcore coconut spread. You're going to build, your coconut empire from the coconut spread. But eventually you may want to go outside of that, where Kokada can really be more, I think, than just coconut, because I think Kokada has a name that you don't necessarily just think of coconut, right? It could be other things. It's very catchy, very punchy, like you said. So so I think you guys made the right choice in your name, and you guys also won, I think, the showdown, right? One of the showdowns, Project Nosh or something.
Slam. Mm-hmm.
Pitch Slam. So that must have been pretty cool. So who are you up against in like the final round?
So many other amazing brands, number one, who we're still friends with, and not just other brands from the pitch competition, but brands that were at Nosh. Nosh was just a huge turning point for us. So also any brands who are thinking about going, you really should. But we were up against Mli, the cookies, the healthy cookies with Nicholas Niclario, still a very close found. He is absolutely killing it. We were against Munchrooms, which is like mushroom jerky. I'm going to say like one of my favorite snacks out there. And I don't even love mushrooms like that. So they were another amazing. There were several others too. Like Alavi was out there. There were so many. Most importantly, most of those founders are still friends, but that competition was very stiff.
Yeah, they're not easy. I was part of the Beverage Showdown in 2014, and I was up against Austin Allen of Tio Gazpacho. And it's a great product. I mean, the product was amazing. I don't think they're in business anymore. If they are, I don't see them in a lot of stores. But Austin Allen is just a compelling person. He's like super inspirational. He has a ton of charisma. I think the only person that has more charisma than him is Yanni Huffnagel of Lemon Perfect. That guy is like, I actually make jokes with my team, like I do like, these kind of like rah-rah sessions, and I imitate him like, okay, everybody, let's do this. Go. Get on the shelf. Okay, get in there. Give me like the stormtroopers. Go to Whole Foods. And like, I just like, he has that level of energy that is so insanely awesome. Like, I just listen to him on BevNet podcast, and he's like, you know what, Ray? You know what makes us so good? So good are the people. Yeah. I'm like, this guy just bleeds this business. So I get the same thing from both of you. Like, you're not going to have that Yanni crazy energy, like that thing going on, but in your own way, in a much more Zen way, you have charisma, you have passion for your product, and it's also a damn great product. So are you ever going to go to Shark Tank, do you think? Do you want to pitch this on there? I think it'd be a great item.
We've thought about it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We took inspiration from you, and we talked about it at Expo. But obviously, Shark Tank is an amazing platform and an amazing challenge, right? That's what's most important to our team, is just being challenged. It's the only way you get better. I think in the foreseeable future, we'll feel ready to do that. But we really wanted to build the business unencumbered by other attention, as unencumbered as we possibly could by all of the fires that happen when you grow super quickly early on. We really wanted to build the business intentionally, and we took our time doing that. I think we're very close to getting at the end of what we've been calling the build stage. The three of us have been working super hard. So I could see Shark Tank in the future. If Shark Tank would ever have us, if anybody from Shark Tank's listening, next year we might be ready. So we might apply next year.
Yeah.
Well, let's, yeah, exactly. That's a big thing, is that you want to make sure that you have the inventory to support. And the only reason, I really mentioned Shark Tank, besides the exposure, is this would be perfect, for Shark Tank. Like the branding, the name, it's catchy. I could see Mark Cuban all over this. I could see Lori all over this. It's healthy. It's a better alternative than Nutella. So you're disrupting that space. The branding's great. And, I see people all over the country buying this. That's really what I see with this. And it's like, also relatively, it's different, and I think anyone could buy this and enjoy it, especially the brownie one. Like anyone can have it, even if they don't like coconut. So so like I could definitely give you some tips offline on getting to Shark Tank. And there's a lot of things around it in order to get on there, and there's like some hacks to actually get on there. So we can definitely talk more offline, and I'll do a barter deal. I'll give you Shark Tank advice for coconut goodness. So
dangerous offer. Right. We'll take you up on it.
Yeah,
totally. I want my
trusted on yours. I loved your episode, especially the hair too.
Yeah, that's one of the things I will share on here is when you have an idea that is a showstopper for national television, that's just you're more likely to get on there, just being super animated. I can be animated, but I'm also I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I can turn it on when I need to turn it on, but I'm very introverted. I have a very private life, surprisingly, even though I'm on these podcasts. I kind of have both. I'm like Harrison Ford. Like I'm all over the place, yet I live in, a cabin in the middle of fucking Montana, So
I see you all the time. Online, you're everywhere. I love it. I love your presence.
Hey, it's interesting. Usually the people that have the most insight tend to be the most introspective, and I notice and I listen a lot, despite I talk a lot too. And I think people that are really private and even shy or introspective usually have really amazing things that they're thinking about, and when they finally get the courage to voice it and talk about it, it's amazing what you hear. Going back to Elon Musk, he's the most awkward person of all time. He's socially awkward, yet he's brilliant, right? He can't even talk well. Like I can't understand half the words he's saying, but he's brilliant. So so always listen to the people that don't talk a lot, because they have something to say. So good stuff. We're going to go into our next segment here, which is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Rapid Fire Questions.
Right. So I think I'm just going to do there's a little bit of nervousness going on, like in the body language. Right.
I'm always ready.
I love rapid fire questions. These are fun. Okay. My answers you might not like them.
Yeah. So I love all the answers. So let's get into it. I'm going to alternate between the two of you, and we're just going to do this as quickly as possible because it's dinner time here and I'm getting hungry. So
let's go.
We're going to start with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny, miny. Okay, we're going to start with Breanna. Ladies first. Much simpler than doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. For music, which decade? Yeah. So for music, which decade is the best? The 70s, 80s, or 90s?
90s. I'm borderline Gen Z, so I have to say that. Also, the 90s are the best.
I would agree. 90s or 80s. 70s, unless you're high or something, maybe like the 70s, I don't know. Unless you're on acid.
I'll tell my parents that.
Yeah, that's why our parents love the 70s, they were probably high for half a decade. With better stuff. I'm sure it was more pure weed back then than it is now.
Right.
So, want some, dude? All right. So, what do you do for Adam? What do you do for exercise?
I play rugby.
I could see you doing that. Like, nice guy off the field, but a complete beast on the field, right?
Savage.
And he's constantly injured. Constantly.
Yeah, just play through it. Play through it.
Play through it. Yeah. There's a bone sticking outside the skin. Just play through it. So it's all good.
Pop it in.
Crazy.
Yeah, pop it back in. All right, Breanna, movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
So this one's tough. I feel almost like basic saying it. I think I have to say Mean Girls. It was the first movie. My parents wouldn't let me watch PG-13. And I watched it at a friend's house in a basement. It felt really, bad. And now I still watch it and it still feels bad. And I love that movie. I've seen it a billion times. Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
Yeah. Lilo's the best.
So I thought you would say Castaway because of the coconuts and all that.
I should have. That'd be more on brand maybe, but sometimes you just got to be you.
She's keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Yeah. I could say, Castaway, you can't really watch a lot. Like it's kind of, you watch it maybe once a year or something. Yeah. My wife says that she loves Castaway because it helps her fall asleep because it's so peaceful. He's like by himself on an island.
Which is why you can watch it a million times. You can fall asleep over and over.
Exactly. It's perfect. So I actually used to do that when I was younger. Is I would go to YouTube and I would search lectures from professors, and that's how I would go to sleep. You know,
Was it
Wow.
and then I went,
specifically from your classes that you've had? Because
uh, unfortunately, that'd be even more hilarious. No, just like probably the most, like physics or something I have no interest
yeah,
in whatsoever. I'm like, boom. I could have 10 cups of coffee and 3 cacao bars and I'd be out. So, all right, going back to Adam, chocolate or vanilla?
chocolate.
Yeah, so that's an obvious one. All right.
Yeah.
No? All right.
I have to
So,
be team vanilla. I'm team vanilla, but
vanilla.
it wasn't my question. So
Yeah. So, Brianna, your question, favorite country to travel to?
okay, I have to say it's a tie between two, but since we're here for Kokada, one of the countries is Sri Lanka. We went there for Kokada. It was arguably one of the most memorable weeks of my life. It's where we source our coconut. Nicest people ever, like most genuine people. Best food. I ate more food. I eat a lot of food and I ate more food than I've ever eaten in my life. Beautiful country.
Mm.
Highly recommend.
Is that why, let me ask you, the yellow theme on your packaging, is that from the King Coconut?
It's not, but King Coconut was really important to us, and obviously you know this, so I don't have to explain it to you why it's important to us. But that's really big in Sri Lankan culture. It's really good coconut, really sweet. It was something that we thought about, but we just loved yellow for what it kind of elicited, which is high energy, fun, natural. But maybe we should just say that for the King Coconut. I like that answer better.
Yeah,
We're learning from
it's a
the
good one.
genius.
Yeah.
It's all barter deal here. I mean, every word of genius, every line of this, I got a free jar. All right, so next one. Favorite, this is for back to Adam, right? Favorite Star Wars character?
Ooh, man, my friends are gonna tear me apart for this. I'm gonna go with like the younger Anakin. I like that series. Probably
The younger,
unpopular, but yeah, when
you
he
mean the
was
worst Star
building his
Wars of
pod
all time?
racer and just kind of yeah, exactly. I like those. The first two when Anakin was kind of coming of age before he went evil.
Exactly. Yeah, there were good moments in that movie, like when it was over. All right, so Brianna, back to you. What is your spirit animal?
I've said this since I was in college. My spirit animal is an otter. I'm convinced of this.
Okay.
Maybe I should
Okay.
explain myself. They're high energy and they love like cuddling and they're super nice and smiley, which I am. But if you make them really mad, they're actually pretty fierce. So don't make me mad, Alex.
Noted. Noted. Moving right along. Adam, do you like to drive an SUV, coupe, or a truck?
Truck for me. Yeah,
All right,
let
back
my
to
dog
Brianna.
ride in back.
Got it. So, and then Brianna, for food, salty or sweet?
Sweet.
And then back to Adam, favorite day of the week and why?
Saturday because it's a rugby day. I love rugby. I love playing. It's such a good sport. So that's just in every song that we sing.
Rugby. I've never played rugby mostly because I was afraid to go out there.
Well, when I come out to California has a lot of really good clubs out there. So when I make it out to the West Coast, we'll catch up, bring you out to a game, and have some beers at it.
There you go. As long as
We'll
I'm not
watch.
in the game.
I won't make you play.
Yeah, exactly. I could be tackled once and I'll be in the ER. It's like I'm very fragile. Very fragile. The issue is that I eat a lot too, and I don't gain any weight because I burn so many calories. And I play golf and things like that, where you burn calories in golf because you're out in the sun all day for like 3 hours or 4 hours. So I could see someone with a lot of muscle just going full speed ahead of me and crack me open like a coconut, basically. you know? That's what
Yeah, but you're the agile guy. You can shift side to side. Like when I'm coming at you, I can't go left and right. I'm just freight train going straight. Can't stop.
It's called self-preservation, Alex. You really have a strong self-preservation trait, so don't try. I'm with you.
Yeah. When I say, when side to side, it's actually just one side is running off the field. So, all right, back to Breanna, Uber or Lyft?
Lyft. I love Lyft. I'm convinced that they're nicer. I also really love their brand, like their mission. I don't know if you've read about their mission, but it's really good.
I have not. The only mission I know with Lyft is, making money. They want to make money. But what is their other mission?
That is true. So their founder talks a lot about it, and they're slowly starting to get closer to it. But what they're trying to do is over time get towards more equitable transportation opportunities for everybody. There's tons of food deserts we all know in this industry, but transportation deserts too, like where there's not a lot of buses and stuff. So their founder says their long-term goal is to eventually, like once we get closer to the autonomous car thing, maybe that's soon, maybe it's not, to have more lifts available in those like transportation deserts. So I love that mission. So if I pay an extra $1 or $2 for Lyft, which usually they're more expensive, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's definitely like you're supporting a cause and a mission. I love that too. And I didn't know about that. It's really great.
Yeah.
And okay, so back to Adam. The questions are actually really good. Like all the questions that are like, what's your favorite, whatever, like athlete or whatever, like action movie. And then like the questions that are more like esoteric is going to Breanna. So it's like it's landing really well. This is awesome.
It's a really good blend on our team. You gotta come hang out with us because there is definitely strengths and weaknesses on all sides. So it's a nice trifecta team here. So it's perfect.
There you go. Love it. All right. So Adam, this is the guy question: LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Kobe, greatest of all time?
Michael Jordan, right?
Yep.
He's got the rings to back it up.
All right. So Breanna, this is an action movie question. It landed on you. Terminator 1 or Terminator 2?
Yeah, so neither, because I haven't seen either.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, I'm not a big action movie person. So
the answer's 2.
I'll default to Adam's 2, whatever that means.
It's T2. No one says T1.
Good, it's the right answer too.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen that movie.
Did you say the Galleria? Like when he's looking for John Connor. So, I can start doing inside jokes about T2, and then Breanna would be like over your head.
I'm gonna just be out.
I gotta rewatch that.
It's only one way to get in on it. You know what the answer is.
It sounds like a time commitment I'm not ready for.
It's only like 2 hours. You're fine. You're good.
Yeah. And you guys are where are you based, by the way?
Well, Durham, North Carolina, but we just opened up our first headquarters and warehouse in Hillsborough. Mm-hmm. So 15 minutes down the street, but Hillsborough, North Carolina now. It's beautiful. Cool. Downtown area with a little river walk, very quiet city, but hustling and bustling. It's nice and close to Raleigh and Durham. It's beautiful out there.
Right on. And it's also close to a little chain called Fresh Market, which I hope it's in at some point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in. It's gonna happen. All right.
An hour drive to go see our friend.
Yep.
Yeah, just that guy. All right. So he did an event wearing a red dress for some run in New Orleans. Everyone wears red dresses, like the guys and the women. So It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
So
I need that picture so I can send it to Wade and just tease him a little bit.
We'll sign Adam up for next one.
I'm down. Let's go. Yeah.
Just don't play rugby in a red dress. It's not a good look. All right. So,
we're floating that.
Yeah, you never know. So last question. This is for Adam. Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island and you cannot say Kokada, you cannot say Genius Juice, and you cannot say coconut?
Ooh. Well, as long as I have the ability to fish, I'm happy with any fish out there. I will go make a spear, make a rod. Any fish of any kind, I'm game. I love it, especially
Castaway. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. Right on. So that has been rapid fire questions with the co-founders, Kokada, Adam Bulgrin, and Breanna Atkinson, and you have a third co-founder, Jared. What's his last name? Just to give him a shout.
Golestani, my soon-to-be last name. But for now, it's Atkinson.
Okay. Golestani, that's a tongue twister. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
Breanna Golestani.
Yeah, Breanna Atkinson Golestani. That's like, boom.
Oh, gosh.
Like,
nobody will forget me, right? That's a one of a kind.
That is one. Yeah, definitely. No doubt. And no one can forget you anyway because of your personality. Then you have the name on top of it.
Oh,
all right.
Stop.
So to find your product, what stores are you in? I think we know your website, which is Kokada, or just Kokada, Kokada.com.
Yeah,
we have both.
Yeah.
You can type in either.
The fact that you own Kokada without eating from it or drink or whatever, what everyone other brand has is really, really cool. That's branding at its best. So where can people find it besides online? What stores?
So, well, yeah, you said online. So Amazon on our website, of course. We have some local retailers here. The very first grocery store chain that picked us up, Wheat Market, which is pretty well known here in the Durham area. And I don't think we're at liberty to say the names yet, but we are have agreements in place that we're going to be launching out in your neck of the woods in California and about 40 natural grocery stores there. And we've just been picked up in a distributor for the Northeast, and also a very big distributor going to be launched out of Atlanta for that one. So we're starting to spread our reach.
So we'll have to plug. So you have to follow Eat Kokada on Instagram, TikTok. We're adding retailers in your neck of the woods, Alex. So we'll be there soon.
Yeah, October 1st is the launch date.
Okay. Well, I have an idea of where it's going to go. So, I mean, Southern California, you got the Mothers, you got the Lassens, you got the Lazy Acres, you got the Bristol Farms, you got the Gelsons, and you also have Whole Foods. So there you go. It's one of those.
Yeah, there might be some. Yeah, you hit a couple.
Erewhon. Are you in Erewhon right now?
We are not in Erewhon right now.
They're opening up a new location. It will be open by the time this airs. Beverly Hills, baby, new one. So they're at 8 locations now. They're starting to become a force. They already are a force. They're becoming even a bigger force. They've opened 3 stores in the last year and a half, I believe. Yeah. So they're growing. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I mean, it's 10:30 at night over there. Here I am at 7:30. Like the night's just starting. You've been working for 18 hours, and then you're on with me as the nightcap. Before you go to sleep. Just getting started. It's burning the candles from both ends. You're burning You're burning the midnight coconut oil. That's a good one. You can use it.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And again, just go to kokada.com. Look on their Instagram, Eat Kokada, or TikTok for a store near you that's going to carry it starting 10/1, October 1st. And thanks, guys, for coming on, and congratulations on just everything, growing your business.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mark, as well.
All right. So that is episode 152. 15 minutes of genius. Mark, how you doing over there? Good. Now, why is it still light there? Like literally it's dark outside where I am. How is it light behind you? Did you like open your aperture or something? He's like,
I'm not sure. But it's a beautiful cloudy night. We've got the marine layer here, and I couldn't be happier sitting outside.
Love it. It's your new studio. All right, so this has been episode 152. Make sure to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast. And yeah, that is about it. We'll see you next time. And one last thing, stay genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.